Hello, my name is Christian St. Cyr and I'm the publisher of the Ontario Labour Market Report. I'm here to share a revolutionary new resource in labour market information and research. We'll start off with a brief introduction of the tool, and then I'll provide a brief tour. We'll wrap up with some important information, and then I'll take questions through the GoToWebinar chat function. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time here on Monday morning and joining us for such an exciting new day in labor market research. It reminds me of my childhood when my parents would take me to labor market land. Gosh, I remember my favorite ride was It's a Small World with a very high unemployment rate. The dolls would actually wait in line at a little miniature Service Canada office waiting to apply for employment insurance. It's truly the happiest place on earth for everybody except for the dolls. The dolls were very sad. When we started the Ontario Labour Market Report 6 years ago, our intention was to create a resource that saved career professionals dozens of hours each week by gathering together the very latest LMI into an easy-to-use resource. The challenge was that it was here today, gone tomorrow. That people would receive the information, take it in, but when they were going back to use it later on or look for it, they didn't know where to look, and it was always a challenge. Through COVID, we've been going through a rapidly transformative period, and it's critical for people to stay on top of these changes because I think that the economic downturn associated with the pandemic is actually causing change to happen much more rapidly. So with that, I'm pleased to announce the introduction of, drumroll please, that's right, Ontario Labour Market Online. Our intention with this online portal is to bring thousands of resources into one area. Let me ask you, what resources do you use on a regular basis if you're looking for labor market information? My guess is you're going to use things like Ontario's Labour Market Section for sure, Service Canada's Job Bank, Statistics Canada, the Canadian Federation of Independent Business, Glassdoor, the Ontario Chamber, Tourism Industry Association of Ontario, Industry Canada is also good, Conference Board of Canada, ONET, which is a US source, but it's great. If you're looking for information for the construction industry, you might turn to a resource like BuildForce, and literally hundreds of additional resources. And many of them are fantastic and have great labor market information. The problem is they only have their own information. They're coming up with information, and quite often they come up with great resources, but you can't find that all-encompassing resource with not only relevant and local labor market information, but something that's current. Labour Market Online is a curator of labor market information. We're bringing thousands of resources into one secure website that's easily navigated and constantly updated. In fact, it is the only site in Ontario that is aggregating information from all of the province's labour market on a daily basis. At Labour Market Online, we have two goals. One is we want to save you and your colleagues time. Second, we want to ensure that you get the best information available. Let me take you on a brief tour and show you firsthand the benefits of using Labour Market Online. Using Labour Market Online is a very simple process. We simply go to any internet web search page, type in the URL, hit enter, and we arrive at the home page. The first thing that your staff will do when they use the website for the first time is they will click login. This will allow them an opportunity to enter in their email address and their password. The system will recognize the URL in their email address and automatically approve them for use. But because I already have a password, I will enter that in right now. And so what a person gets immediately is sort of our membership gateway page. For people who are wanting to attend our monthly seminars, our monthly webinars, and the next one we have planned is for October 28th. It's right here on the home page. All a person needs to do is click here and they get into the login page. But because we've already logged in, here's actually where they would be logging in on a regular basis. The main membership directory is just clicked right here. Below this, we have some of the most popular pages. So breaking news, current editions of the Ontario Labour Market Report, latest research and reports, data on industries and occupations, community-based employment data, videos and past webinars, and registration for the November webinar. But let's first go to the directory. We wanted to put together a resource that we thought was really of great assistance to career professionals. And so the sections that we've divided up into are breaking news, understanding the labor market. So for a person who's new to the profession or who doesn't understand what labor market information is, an opportunity to better understand it. Ontario occupations and industries, we've divided it up into the 16 identified occupation or industries in Ontario and being able to provide people with more information on that. Our monthly labor market briefings are located here. Podcasts, we currently have a series up, but it's been done by the Conference Board of Canada, which is excellent. Latest research and reports, occupational research, apprenticeship, education and training, networking and business organizations, career planning resources, and exclusive Ontario Labor Market Report publications. So if we go up to the first page, what we see is breaking news. And so we've divided up breaking news into 3 logical sections. So the first section is research, everything a person would need to know about what's new in the labor market. So for a person or a career professional who's trying to understand, this is where we cover off new research. Beyond that, we have business articles. So these are articles that are unique to business or about businesses that are specifically hiring or expanding or changing what they're doing. And the last one is government, all levels of government, federal, provincial, regional, municipal. And again, every time there's an article about government policy or initiatives, we include it there. And so what we have here is what are an employee's rights when employee asks to delay their vacation. A new program aims to boost Indigenous workforce in mining and construction industries. Province drops almost $2 million for retraining. Each one of these categories allows a person to be able to click on a link and immediately get the article. And we have literally hundreds of articles that are linked back to this, and every single one of them is linked to the article headline. And so all a person needs to do is click on them. So there you go. And again, we are updating this on a regular basis. And so every single day, a career professional could, any one of your staff or all of your staff can automatically log in and see the very latest labor market information. Beyond that, we have understanding labor market information. In this section, we have information that's relevant for people who want to better understand the labor market. And so, of course, we have a copy of the Ontario Labor Market Report. This is a publication that we produced last year, and it's a PDF copy of all 104 pages. Beyond that, we have the economy and job creation, so individual ones. For each area, we have research, reports, and studies, and so a person need only click on one of the links and they'll get the information immediately that they're looking for. We also have our top 10 research sites for people who want to understand the economy and job creation and some specific facts that a person might find interesting. Beyond that, we have population and demographics. Monthly labor force survey. So this is the actual survey that we compile and provide for all of our members. Communities in Ontario. So this provides information on the Ontario Workforce Planning Boards, and again, research and reports that people think are of particular interest. And again, facts that people would find interesting. So every page within Labor Market Online has additional pages. One of the things that I think is really interesting is the cost of living calculator. So this allows me to look up any particular city in the world, if not just Ontario. I can look up Sudbury as an example. And all of a sudden, I have all of the information about the cost of living in Sudbury. How much is a meal in a restaurant? How much is a domestic beer? How much is an imported beer? What's milk cost? What is the cost of transportation and utilities? Sports and leisure, childcare, clothing, rents, how much it costs to buy a house, how much it costs to buy a condominium. So all of that information is made very available and easy to access. If we go back to the website, and we go back one page, we have occupations and industries. And this is actually probably one of the most comprehensive parts of Labor Market Online. We've profiled every major industry in the province, and we've come down with accommodation and food service, agriculture, business building and other support services, construction, education, finance and insurance and real estate, forestry, fishing, mining, oil and gas, healthcare and social assistance, information, culture and recreation, manufacturing, other services, professional, scientific and technical services, public administration, transportation and warehousing, utilities, and wholesale and retail. And so if we click on any one of these sections, as an example, transportation, we immediately have the 5 fastest growing jobs in that sector. Dozens of research sites, typically industry associations, unions, professional organizations, governing bodies, industry research. And so a person could see, oh, well, here's the 2041 regional transportation plan for Metrolinx, and immediately get a link to the report. Here you have links to all of the associations. So if a person wants to click on the Air Transport Association of Ontario and they're gathering more information, there it's automatically. And then the last thing you have is just industry news, dozens and dozens and dozens of articles that relate back to the transportation sector. So as an example, CN investment in Ontario to total $1 billion by the end of 2022. Click on it and we automatically get the link. So, and at the very top, we have just sort of a breakdown. Every single month, we're providing people with the latest number of employees, how much that has changed in the last month, how many employers are there, how many solo entrepreneurs are there, what's the average salary, what's the male-female split, how many workers are under 25, and how many workers are over the age of 55. So again, it gives people a really good snapshot with a lot of good occupational data that is really backed up under the industry research side. So again, we've done this for all 16 occupations, and similar to breaking news, we're constantly updating that. Beyond that, we have Labor Market Podcasts, the latest research and reports. This is something I mentioned a little bit early on. We provide, we are constantly looking for articles and research that we think of is of particular value. Typically, these are PDF documents. And so we link them all here. So for every article, we have the name of the title of the publication, who produced it, the date that it was produced, and an excerpt just to give people an idea of it. So this is insights into Indigenous post-secondary graduates' experience in the Canadian workforce. And it looks specifically at Indigenous workers, how many of them work for Indigenous employers, what their level of job satisfaction is. It's an incredible report, and we have it linked here, along with hundreds of other reports, which are all listed as we go down. So again, we're updating that on a constant basis. Beyond that, we have occupational research. So sometimes people are researching all occupations, not just simply occupations, a specific occupation. And so here we have more comprehensive stuff. Quite often we're looking at personality and temperament and work values and the outlook for all occupations in the province and across the country. For every single, we have also, for many of our pages, sourced out the top 10 research sources that we think are of particular value, and they're all listed here. It takes a long time to go through all of Labor Market Online. We have a similar page set aside for apprenticeship, a similar page set aside for education and training and people who are trying to make that choice, another page set aside for networking and business organizations, another one for career planning resources, another page for self-employment that spends a lot of time looking specifically at the gig economy, because that is becoming an area where people are more and more often seeking employment as a contractor where once they would have been an employee. But I think the last one, which is really interesting, is exclusive Labor Market Online resources. So these are resources that are not available anywhere else but Labor Market Online. And so we've included all of the past issues. We took the last year worth of Ontario Labor Market reports and uploaded them. And so if this is an email you get on a regular basis, but you don't want to look for it, or you have too much on your plate, you can just check in every now and then and automatically get every single report. And so the whole report is there, and the great thing is it has clickable links that allow you to gather more information. And so we have included every report for the last year, and we'll be continually updating those on a weekly basis. On top of that, we have the Ontario's top 100 occupations requiring 1 to 2 years of vocational training. Just click on it and automatically get a PDF copy that you can share with your colleagues or clients or students. As well as the Ontario Labor Market Guide, which again has a clickable link that has easy access for you. So again, I feel like there's a great wealth of resources here. One of the things that we're very proud of is that we've included a list, a link to all of the latest research and training. So if I go to the login page, we have the links that people are using on a regular basis. So the first one is breaking news. Then we have current edition of the Ontario Labour Market Report, latest reports and studies, data on industries and occupations, community-based employment data, videos of past webinars, and registration for the November webinar. So if a person wants to attend next month's webinar on October 29th, they would just simply register through here. If they are looking for a webinar that we've done in the past, all of them are listed here. So here is the Ontario Labour Market Briefing for October, which we held on September 24th. Automatically, a person goes here, they log in, and they're able to watch the video automatically of the actual webinar. Beyond that, we have the PowerPoint presentation. So if they miss the presentation, they can go and gather this information anytime they want. And so we've included all of the labor market briefings we've done back to the beginning of the pandemic. So October, September, August, July, June, May, and then our original one that we did in April, which was specifically focused on the introduction of COVID. So I believe that there is a wealth of labor market resources for people to use on a regular basis. I believe it's very easy to use and can be easily used by career professionals and job seekers and students alike. One of the elements that we're most proud of with Labour Market Online is our monthly analysis of the employment data for every single community in Ontario. While Statistics Canada only profiles the CMAs, and there's only 16 census metropolitan areas in the province, we are profiling 85 communities every single month. That includes every CMA, all of the large towns and cities in Ontario, and every region of the province. This provides you with local labor market research on the unemployment rate, how many people are unemployed in your particular town or community, the participation rate, the number of people who are not in the labor market, and how many people are currently employed in all 10 of the NOC classifications. As we have always done, we are continuing to publish the Ontario Labour Market Report. All members of Labour Market Online will continue to receive this resource. We actually stopped renewing subscriptions last February, since we've been working on Labour Market Online ever since then. As those memberships expire, the only way in the future for people to get Labour Market Online, or pardon me, the Ontario Labour Market Report, will be by being a member of Labour Market Online. With our employment data for each community, this allows you to share specific information about how your community is evolving and the major labor market changes it's facing. So it is very specific to people's communities. I think one of the big lessons of COVID is the need to work virtually. We don't see this as an exclusive tool for career professionals. Every organization with a membership in Labour Market Online will receive PDF copies and posters that they can print and share with individual membership cards that they can share with their clients or students and allow them the possibility to do their own labor market research on their own. This suddenly empowers the clients and students that you're working with to do their labor market research from home. Some of the features that I think are really beneficial of Labour Market Online: unlimited 24-hour access to a secure database for all frontline career development staff, as well as your clients or students. Updates through the weekly labor market report that we send out to everyone. Video curriculum, such as our monthly labor market briefings that assist in researching the labor market and doing job search. Specialty publications. So for instance, our Ontario's top 100 occupations requiring 1 to 2 years of vocational training is available in its entirety on the websites. The Ontario Labour Market Guide. And as we update those publications, the newest versions will always be available on Labour Market Online. All of your staff will receive complimentary access to our monthly labor market briefings. Every month on the last Thursday of the month, we do a labor market briefing, and all of your staff will be able to attend those sessions for free, and they simply register through the website. Everyone will receive a one-stop resource for asking questions and gathering expertise. So we have a chat function built into Labour Market Online where you can simply just ring up one of our staff members to ask labor market questions. So there is a cost associated with this. We have a number of staff working on this, and we need to be able to cover those costs. We have individual memberships. This is not for an organization. It's simply for an individual, such as a vocational rehab consultant, and it's $24.99 per month. That's not transferable, and it doesn't cover an organization and all of its staff. For organizational memberships, we have an organizational membership for 1 to 10 staff. That's $79.99 per month plus HST. For organizations with 11 to 50 staff, there's a monthly membership fee of $149.99. For organizations of 51 to 100 staff, there's a monthly fee of $199.99 per month. And for organizations with 101 or more staff, the monthly membership fee is $249. Let me put this into context, because that is a considerable amount of money. But if you look at it per staff member, if an organization has 10 staff members, the cost of a monthly membership in Labor Market Online is just $7.99 per staff member. For an organization with 100 or more career development staff, the cost is just $2.50 per month per staff person. In exchange for this investment, Labor Market Online is providing a team of career professionals constantly culling, gathering, and developing the very latest Ontario-specific labor market information, an activity that would cost any organization that's a member hundreds of thousands of dollars each year to be able to undertake. We originally piloted Labor Market Online in British Columbia to be able to work out the bugs, and over the past 2 years, it's gone on to become an indispensable resource for British Columbia career professionals. To date, approximately 85% of the contractors to the Work BC program are members, as well as many colleges, universities, school districts, and staff with organizations assisting Indigenous workers, the disabled, youth, women, and mature workers. So I think there's a lot of value that happens for groups that are underrepresented in the labor market. How do you determine how many staff you have? Well, it's a complex question. If an organization is, as an example, an Employment Ontario contractor, and all staff from the administrators to the frontline career professionals are working in the activity career development, then it would simply be the number of people who are working in that organization. But for an immigrant serving organization that does many things in addition to career development, or a university or a school district, it would simply be the number of staff that work in that department assisting people with job search or career planning. As we're launching Labor Market Online, I want to really get to the benefit of you being here this morning. We are providing, for the first 20 charter members of Labor Market Online, a 10% discount in perpetuity. So that means that for however many months that they are members of Labor Market Online, they will always be able to get that 10% additional discount on their membership fee. As a comparison's sake, in British Columbia, when we launched this, we were able to secure our first 20 charter members within about 2 weeks. How do you set up a membership? Well, it's funny that you should ask that, because it's really quite simple. All you need to do is go to OntarioLaborMarketOnline.org and click on the membership tab. There's an Excel document with some information we need. That's our application. And then you email it to OntarioLMR@Outlook.com. I firmly believe that good labor market information is critical for people not only finding careers and jobs for which they enjoy and for which they have talent, but also ensuring that those careers have a strong outlook and are well insulated from future technological, political, social, and economic change. I consider it an honor to be able to support you in doing this valuable work, and I would welcome the opportunity to partner with you in this effort. Thank you so much.